welcome to another video from Crafters Corner. Tejal here today. Today we are talking about the anti-static bag or the pad as you call it. Now this is one of the most important tools you will need when you are embossing, heat embossing especially, and especially if you're doing it on a dark color cardstock. This is an essential little bag that will make sure you do not have any stray flecks of embossing on your dark cardstock. Let me jump into a demo so I can show you exactly how to use this, and I'll show you with a couple of colors how it works out. This is going to be a very short video, so let's get started. I'm working with this beautiful penny black stamp today. It's called Petal Party, and I'm going to be working with one of the bolder flowers as well as the outline flowers, so you can see the difference right as I'm working on it. So I have a couple of pieces of dark cardstock, black cardstock with me, and I have my outline stamp mounted and ready to go. I'll also need my Versamark. Alright, so before I begin, the first thing, you will get this anti-static pad in a Ziploc bag. Save the Ziploc bag, do not throw it, keep your pouch inside it at all times when you're not using it. Now when I have to use it, I will take it out of the bag, hold it by the sides and decide where I want to stamp. Now I'm going to be stamping in this corner over here and this corner. So what I do is, you can either pounce or rub, no problems with that. I somehow like the pouncing better. Don't worry about this, you can rub it off later. Now once you have pounced the anti-static powder over your cardstock, try not to unnecessarily touch it. Touch it as little as possible. Alright, so let me get my Versamark. Dab your stamp with Versamark and stamp. Right, now I'm using the other one, the outline as well. I'm going to dab it with Versamark and stamp it. Make sure you get a good impression. Okay, so now I'll set this aside while I start with this color. Now try not to touch it around this area if you can. Here's my scratch piece of paper, and I'm going to be using Ranger Queen's Gold on this. This is one of my favorite gold powders. Absolutely love it. Okay, so there I have my gold embossing powder. Just tap out the excess. Right. And now this one I'm going to go with let's go silver for this, and this is the Ranger Superfine Details Silver Embossing Powder. Again, another of my favorites, and let's just sprinkle like crazy and tap off the excess. Right, now it's time to heat up these two babies, and I'll be right back after I zap them. Okay, so now I'm back with the after embossed, and let me just raise it up, and there is not a single fleck of embossing powder that has gone stray. You just have a clean, neat embossing, which is what you normally should have. What this anti-static pad does is whatever fingerprints that you normally end up putting, it eliminates all that. It removes all the extra static, so your embossing powder will stick only to your Versamark ink and nowhere else. Have a look at this gorgeous flower, silver embossed. Again, not a single fleck of embossing where we don't want it. Now, after you've embossed, you can use a clean cloth and just rub these off. So here I have. You can even use a wet wipe, which is absolutely fine, a baby wipe, anything is fine, and there you have it. Your perfectly embossed pieces just by using one little tool, your anti-static pad. So I would highly recommend this if you love using your heat embossing as much as I do. This is a must, especially if you're working on a darker cardstock. Of course, if it's an intricate design, if it's a large background stamp with a lot of intricate design, use it. The only time this will not work is if your Versamark pad is not inked well. If it is running dry, your embossing, the ink that you've used will be less, and hence your embossing might not be good. So always make sure your Versamark pad is juicy. You've re-inked it with a Versamark re-inker, and then you will get the perfect embossing every time you do it. I hope this has helped you, and I hope you do have this small little bag in your heat embossing kit when you start. So see you soon with another video, and happy crafting.